welcome back to the channel. Today I am bringing you a Leafeon VMAX deck, but with the new type of card that is gracing PTCGO, and those are the VSTAR Pokemon. Yes, we got two new VSTARs in this most recent promo from Pokemon, and that is Leafeon VSTAR and Glaceon VSTAR. So today we will be showcasing the Leafeon VSTAR alongside the VMAX. Now, Leafeon VMAX was already such a consistent deck, and now having the VSTAR in it, it just makes the deck so much better. So let's hop on the deck list and I'll show you what I am working with. All right, here is the deck list, and let us go over the Leafeon line just in case if you don't know what each card does. So Leafeon V has the ability Greeting Cells, which is such a great ability because it allows you to attach a grass energy to any of your Pokemon and then your turn ends, which is not a terrible drawback because you can use this turn one, have two energies on your Leafeon, and then get ready to just swing all over the place turn two with your Leafeon VMAX. Now, what Leafeon VMAX does is it has the attack Grass Knot, which for one grass and one colorless, you're doing 60 times the number of stars in your opponent's retreat cost, which pairs super well with Galar Mine because it adds 2 to both actives retreat costs, and so you're basically adding 120 damage to that attack, and you're adding some disruption by increasing their retreat cost, so it forces your opponent to have switching options in their hand. The only problem with it is that in this current meta, you're facing off against Mew VMAX, which has 0 retreat cost, and you're facing off against Jolteon VMAX, which also has 0 retreat cost. So Galar Mine isn't super useful in that scenario, and opponents are playing stadiums anyway, so they can bump it off really quickly. Now, the other attack that Leafeon VMAX has is the Max Leaf. So for 2 grass and 1 colorless, you're doing 170, and then you're healing 30 damage from this Pokemon, which is a decent attack. You will sometimes use this attack in certain scenarios. Now, the new spicy card, and we love our spicy cards, is the Leafeon VSTAR. Now, Leafeon VSTAR has 260 HP, has the attack Leaf Guard. For 2 grass and 1 colorless, you're doing 180, and then you're reducing your damage that you take next turn by 30. So very similar to the Max Leaf on the VMAX, but that's not really what we're here for. We're really here for the VSTAR Power, which is IV Star, and that allows you to switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active. So it is just a free boss in the palm of your hand that you can use at any point in the game, but you can only use it once throughout the entire game, so you have to choose it wisely. This is very similar to the GX attacks that you could only use once per game, but then after you use it, it kind of flips that little flipper. I don't really know what you call it, but once that's flipped, you can't do it anymore. It's very similar to that, except now you have these VSTAR powers. Leafeon VSTAR is such a strong card because you can basically boss at any point and still have a free supporter for turn, so you can Marnie and boss at the same time and just disrupt your opponent with those kind of plays, which is a really strong move to make. Now, other things to note about Leafeon VSTAR, you still have to evolve it from Leafeon V, so it is really nice to play a 4 line of Leafeon V. It has 260 HP, so it's a little bit more than V Pokemon, but it's less than V Max's. But the great thing about it is when it gets knocked out, you're only losing 2 prizes as opposed to 3 with the V Max's. So it is a super great card to put in this already consistent deck. Besides that, it is a pretty standard Leafeon VMAX build. It's funny because I was toying with potentially doing a healing Leafeon VMAX build this past week, and then all of a sudden I realized that the VSTAR dropped, so I try to get my hands on it really quickly so that I can get it out for you in this video. So we are pretty much trying out just the Leafeon VSTAR with the VMAX, seeing how it does. We are playing 1 Tool Scrapper, and we are playing Big Charm, which is a pretty good card in this deck. It gives your VMAXs a little bit more survivability because you can also use the Max Leaf to heal, as well as increasing your max HP. Leafeon VMAX does suffer with having only 310 HP, which is on the lower end of most VMAXs. So having that Big Charm does kind of make a difference. It's not detrimental. So if you wanted to switch that with something else, potentially like a Snow Leaf Badge, which is meant for Leafeon anyway, or any other card that this Big Charm can take that space. Besides that, we are pretty much running a standard Inteleon line, pretty much standard supporters and all that jazz. So let us hop onto the ladder and see this new VSTAR Power in action. Let's get to it. Probably gonna make so many misplays. So we're going first. It's always a good sign. Okay, we got Leafeon, we got attachment, we got research, we got a lot of good things going. So this all seems very good for me. Yeah, and we'll just see. Okay, so we are playing a Mew deck, so we're gonna go Level Ball, grab the Sobel, go here. This is actually a cracked hand, because the next turn we can go Drizzile and VMAX and get another attachment. And then we can already start max leafing. Now, the only thing is this Mew player could donk me, but if that happens, it happens, right? So we'll see how it goes. They are gonna go do the battle pass, you know? Just gonna sit back, relax, take a drink while they play out their turn. Okay, so they are going Oricorio, so we have to keep that in mind. So with just everything that they do, it's gonna be -20. So for them to donk me, they would need to get 3 Fusion Strike energies on the board. They have to attach to Meloetta, and then use Alyssa Sparkles with it. They have Alyssa Sparkles. Now, do they have attachment? Now, because of that Oricorio, though, they only have 2 Genesects, so we'll see how well this goes. Now, they could keep burning. You're gonna use Great Ball. Okay, so they are fishing for it. But that Mew VMAX is a dead card in hand, so that means that they can't draw. They can only draw 1 with Genesect. No, unless they use something, but they can't draw any with Genesect now. But I'm sure they have a way. Let's see what my opponent does. What do I want to grab? Oh, no, they're attaching to the Mew. Okay. So they aren't going to get the donk this turn, but they are going to just do energy mix to get some Fusion Strike energies onto the board. So what they can do is put a Fusion Strike energy there and then attack for next turn. We got the mine, so I think we play the mine. We don't need it because we have the... No, we don't have the KO on this Leafeon because of Oricorio. Or not, because on this Mew. We'll play the mine anyway. That's fine. I'll attach here. I'll go Evo Incense, grab the evolution. Yeah, because I could have done Leaf Guard, which also could still be a powerful play, right? But I only have... If they get another Fusion Strike energy on board, they'll do 280. Is there a world where I grab the VSTAR now? You know what? Let's try it. We're just going to grab the VSTAR now. We'll see how it runs. Because I do 180. I don't take out that one, which is probably the one that I want to take out. Let's see here. We'll do Evo Incense here. Grab Drizzile. Plop that down. We could boss it up now, but they're just going to evolve it next turn, so it's not really a huge deal. What do I grab? What's going to be devastating for them? Ooh, Fan of Waves? Did I put Fan of Waves? No, I don't think I did. So, let's see here. Let's be a little tanky. Oh, I forgot to put Cook. Okay, so I do want to go back and put Cook in. You know what? Let's do this. We'll grab the Big Charm. That's fine. I'll put the Big Charm here. Go with the research. We have another Leafeon, which is also fine. I'll do Level Ball here for another Sobble so I can have some options for next turn. And that seems to be all I can do. If I go in with the 180, I don't take the knockout because of Oricorio, which is unfortunate. Now I could boss up the Oricorio and take a knockout that way. But if I take the knockout here, they would have to evolve both the Mews. We could potentially try and take a knockout next turn with the Inteleon, with Quick Shooting, if they don't evolve both the VMAXs, or both of the Mew Vs into VMAXs. But unfortunate, if that Oricorio wasn't there, we would have been able to gust up this Mew V and then take the knockout that way. But That's totally fine. Next turn, we do have the possibility to gust up this Mew and take 2 prizes there. They are going to bump our stadium, which is totally fine. That actually allows us to get a energy if this VMAX, no, not VMAX, VSTAR gets KO'd. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. So they're going to have all 4 of their Fusion Strike energies on board. Now, we have 290 HP, and we're also taking 30 less damage. So they do 280 with all their energies if they do Melodious Echo, right? Yep, they do 280. So they're only doing 250. So we're still, even without the big charm, we're still in an okay position, but we are going to get knocked out next turn. So we have to try and set up another Leafeon, which is not amazing per se. But we can at least take out this Mew because they didn't evolve it, which is really nice. Actually, I forgot because of the Fusion Strike energy, so we can't do that just yet. So what we'll do here is we'll do this. I'm going to big charm at this one and just start powering it up. I think that's probably best. Let's do this here. We're going to grab all this. Let's see. We might actually bench the other Leafeon V just because we probably do want 2 VMAXs in this game, because if they take 2 prizes here, they're still gonna have to take 3/3 unless they boss up something else. So let's kind of see what we are in, what kind of position we're in. We can go for Energy Search. We could go for Mine and try and take away their Training Court. Because if I KO this Mew in the bench, they'll still have an attachment for next turn, but it doesn't really matter because this Mew in the active already has 2 energy. So even if they get the energy back, they could put her on a fresh Mew, but it won't really matter at the moment. Yeah, we only have 2 energy in deck, so we prized 1 energy. This is why I don't like having captured. I do want to ping. Let's put this Leafeon here. We'll go for another research. See what we get. We have all of our Boss's Ores. Okay, we can put the Mine in, which is super nice. And then what I'm going to do, I'll save the Quick Ball for a Crobat just in case. I don't need anything really. So let's do this. We're gonna ping, let's just ping. Even if I ping the Genesix, they have resistance, so it doesn't even matter. We'd have to get them with the Galar Mine. So let's just ping the Oricorio. The sooner that's gone, the better. And then I think here we'll go with our first V-Star ability. So we'll do IV-Star, pull up the Mew on the bench. Oh, does it not work with that either? As long as Pokemon provides energy, perfects all effects from opponent's abilities done to this Pokemon attack. Well, that's just disappointing. Okay, whatever. Mew is such a cracked deck. Why did they give it all these different abilities? I can't quick shooting it. I can't use my V-Star ability. I can't do anything to it. Bruh, it's like they knew. They knew that Mew was just gonna be in the meta for years to come. And now we can't get a knockout next turn unless we've somehow fished for that last energy, which is going to be very difficult. And even then, they could just Psychic Leap this Mew back into the deck and save themselves from losing 3 prizes, which is probably the best play. But if they do that, they lose out on Melodious Echo, but they still have Cross Fusion Strike. Bruh, we're ruined. Now the thing is, they can bring up Genesect. That's totally fine. They're gonna take 2 prizes here, but we can boss and take 2 prizes against that Mew. But we do need an energy. So what I'm gonna do, VSTAR is not going to help me out in this situation anyway, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to quick ball away, get rid of the Leafeon. We don't need it. And we don't have the Crobat index. So we did prize a Crobat. We have 4 capture energies and 1 grass energy in the deck. So what I'm going to do is I'll grab the Sobble, go here. I mean, I have to go with Marnie because I need to see that energy. So I'm going to go with Marnie. Sadly, they have so many cards in hand. Now they can go and start pulling more from their deck. Now here, what we can do is we can attach energy here. Let's see, how many pings? Do I need to do any pings? Right now, this thing has 4. I do 240. Yeah, I can definitely hit this Genesect. Well, wait, hold on. With Oricorio, I'm doing 240, 210. Hold on, math. So I'm doing 240, 220, minus 3. Okay, that should be perfect. So I should be able to get this perfectly without any mistakes. So what we'll do is we'll do that, and I think we'll just go with Grass Knot to take the KO. Yep, exactly 190. Take our prize there. Drizzle's okay. And Crobat's pretty good. Okay. Now they're going to be able to evolve, which is fine. We can attach the capture energy, use Max Leaf, definitely get the knockout on the Mew VMAX, which is okay. Not the most ideal situation because they can take 3 prizes off of here, and then all they need is boss to boss up one of my bench and take another 3 prizes there. But if we can take this Mew out and then take out the Oricorio, all we need, if we didn't discard the second Quick Shooting Inteleon, we could have evolved this one and then taken that out. But it's okay. What we can do is we can boss up, say, do we boss? Because we definitely want to kill this Mew here, and we can't do it with the Grass Knot. We have to do it with Max Leaf, which means we have to commit an attachment to this Mew VMAX. Now, I did say the VSTAR wasn't really important in this matchup, but it would have been really nice just in case. See, they're just going to boss up here. Do we have a way to switch? Where are our switching options? Well, we have Drizzile, so we can grab a switch if we need it. This is a little scary. So we also need our boss too. Well, we don't need it. What we can do is we can do 20 here. Scoop up, do another 20. So they don't even take the knockout here, which is totally fine. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here, do Drizzile, grab my switch. And we did prize 1 switch. That's totally fine. We're going to do this. We're going to switch into this Leafeon V. We're going to attach the capture energy. I'm going to choose not to bench the Sobble. I don't entirely need it at the moment. We can do Quick Shooting Ping here. Next turn if they have boss. Well, next turn if they have boss, they can't take 4 KOs. Or I mean, not 4 KOs, but 4 prizes. So I think we might have this in the back if we keep our hand the way it is. So what we can do is we can do that. Keep it at 30 at the moment. Now with Max Leaf, I do 150, which is just enough to take the knockout here. So we're going to keep the hand as is, and then just go with Max Leaf and take our 3 prizes. So we still have a chance. There's still a small chance. So we have our switching option, which is good. If they try to boss stall me, that's totally fine. And then we have an energy. So those are all decent prizes. What they can do is they can evolve, do Cross Fusion Strike. If they take the knockout on this VMAX, then we can just switch it. Or if they take the knockout here, then we can go and KO this with Quick Shooting Pings. Or if they try to boss stall, we can switch, still take the KO next turn. We can also grab Inteleon with the Shady Dealings to grab a boss if we need to do that play as well. So a lot of different outs. It looks like this is going to be in our favor, but we'll see what the Mew VMAX has in its sleeve. Not entirely sure what they're trying to get. Now, I didn't think about power tablets. Power tablets could change the math a little bit. If they take the knockout on this VMAX, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. They're going to boss. Are they going to boss the VMAX or the Inteleon? No, they're going to boss the VMAX, so we still have a chance. They can take 3 prizes off of this VMAX, which is totally fine. We can go for a quick shooting ping on this, scoop up net, put it on top, do another quick shooting ping, and then take our last prize that way. So still in this match, surprisingly, even though we flubbed up the VSTAR ability, it's totally fine because Leafeon VMAX is still a strong and consistent deck, even against the Mew VMAX. And I mean, the VSTAR didn't really help us in this matchup, but you can see how the VSTAR is super useful, right? Because having the ability to gust up, like even now, if I had a VSTAR in play, I wouldn't even have to search for boss. I could just boss up the Oricorio and then take my prizes there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. See what I have. I definitely know I have some bosses. Just might as well grab double boss, show it to my opponent, and there's the concede. Perfect. So still somehow managed to stay in the game. First time playing the VSTAR deck, so kind of probably made some misplays there. Definitely made a misplay with that VSTAR ability, but it still kind of came out in the end, right? We're able to still use Leafeon VMAX and its strong capabilities. Yeah, so let's hop on to the next one. Yeah, I literally was trying to make a video about Leafeon VMAX, and then the Leafeon VSTAR dropped while I was playing with Leafeon VMAX, and I was like, well, I have to do this now. And so I went out, I got the VSTAR box. I also found some on trades, even though the trades were like ridiculously high at the time. I somehow managed to get one relatively cheap. And okay, looks like we're playing against a single strike box. They do have rope, which is interesting. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. I will draw 2 cards, thank you. And then I will bench that, thank you. So this is a pretty good hand. I like this. We're gonna go here. I don't want to put the mine just yet. I think I'll just go green cells. Yeah, that seems like a fair play to me. Now we don't have Drizzile for next turn, but we can Marnie into a Drizzile. So we can see if that's the play. We could actually promote the VSTAR and start attacking with the Leaf card, which is actually not a terrible play. We do want to have the VMAX in this matchup just because single strike Urshifu is a big boy, has 2 retreat costs. I think the VMAX has 3, but I may be wrong. So it's a little bit chonky. But yeah, so I saw the VSTAR dropped and I was like, I'm going to have to, test this deck out. So today we're testing out just like a consistent just VMAX VSTAR build. I do want to try different versions of this build. So the deck that I was actually trying before I realized that the VSTAR was out was I was trying a like healing build where I was doing like Cook, Moo Cheese. I was going to like try like VMAX Celebi to see if I could like heal some stuff with that too. So maybe I could do that as well, but then like throw in a VSTAR in the mix. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. I could potentially try that out. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna gust up with Escape Rope, which is fine. They're gonna Peony, grab VIP Pass, which is super helpful, and Mustard. Wonder what they're gonna do here. Do they have a Beedrill? Or they could just straight up put the single strike Urshifu VMAX on the board. But no, well, no, they use Peony, so they can't do that. Okay, this is gonna be so rude, but I couldn't Marnie them here and then just kind of get rid of that Mustard play for them next turn. But what we'll do here is we'll do the Galar Mine. I'll attach this here. Am I scared of this? I think this Zacian is just literally here because I don't see them playing any metal energy. So I think I'll do this. I'll put the VSTAR out, and I'm actually going to use the ability. I'm going to gust up the... Or do I gust up the Houndour? I think I gust up the Houndour. We take a prize there. That way, it's going to be harder for them to power up this Urshifu. and then take the knockout here. And then we'll just go Marnie. I know they only have one card in hand, but it is a mustard, and they could easily get rid of that extra card. So I do want to get rid of that so that they don't have access to that. You know what? I will put the big charm. That seems fair. And then, do I want to? I think I'll do Drizzile this turn, grab myself a supporter for next turn. That way we have something to do, and we're not stuck on our top deck. So I think I'll grab another Marnie just in case. And then here, we're just gonna go with the Leaf Guard, take the knockout on this Houndour, which is super important because then they can only do 2 attachments into this single strike Urshifu. And yeah, they'll be kind of stuck there. We do have Boss, so we could hit this single strike Urshifu if we want to. They put the balloon on the Zacian, which is actually really nice, because we're not really interested in targeting the Zacian, right? We're trying to hit their Urshifus, trying to hit their Houndours. The only thing about hitting that Houndour is it puts us in a weird prize race, right? Because now we have 5, so we need to take out a VMAX and 1 V, or we still need to take out 3 Vs. So it's a little bit annoying, but that's totally fine. They do get rid of an Umbreon VMAX, which is interesting. Probably good for them because it does have that weakness to grass, so that would have been an easy target for us. They are going to Marnie us, which is totally fine. We were going to do that anyway. Having access to quick shooting Inteleon would have been a little nice. But this Marnie gives us a Galar Mine. Pretty good. I like that. We have a Marnie of our own. But I do wish we were able to get a hit on this single strike Urshifu VMAX. Now, if I can get a boss, we have Big Charm. That is not a boss. What I'll do here is I'll do this. I can throw the mine. I can go grab stuff with Marnie. I think that's what we're going to have to do, which is a little bit annoying. So we'll do this. We'll grab the mine, or we'll put down the mine. Got a Marnie. Reduces my opponent's hand size. It was a little too big. I didn't like that. Wanted to change that up a bit. And then what we can do is we can start powering up a VMAX, which is also pretty good. So we'll do this. We'll put this here. We'll attach the energy here. I will level ball. Put down another Sobble. I think that seems fair. Next turn, we could scoop up, put some stuff down for what we need, and then just kind of work on from there and then do research to get us out of our hand. So I think now we'll just keep doing Leaf Guard. I know it's not going to do a lot because of resistance and the balloon, but it at least puts it in KO range next turn, so that we are taking 2 prizes next turn. Now, if they do retreat, which they can now because they have free retreat, they can retreat onto the bench and then hit us with this single strike Urshifu. So we do have to be careful. I think we only have 1 mine left. Hopefully that mine isn't prized. But if it isn't, we can take a knockout with this Leafeon V next turn. So let's see what my opponent does here. They have Crobat. Okay, Crobats are also easy targets, but I think our prize race now is to try and take out this VMAX and this Zacian. So we do need VMAX and energy attachment and boss. So let's go here. Or not boss, we don't need boss right away, but we will need it eventually. So what I'm going to do is I'll scoop up net the Drizzile. I'll put this here. This is going to help us grab the mine. Or do I want to grab the VMAX? We have 1 mine in deck. And we have 1 VMAX in deck. So we do need a way to get Evo Incense. We do have 3 Evo Incenses. We only have 1 mine, so I'm going to go with the mine play. I'll put this down. And then I think we just go with research. Hopefully we can grab energy and VMAX. We do. We got both of those things, so that is great for us. We're going to grab the VMAX here. Put that down. And we also have boss for next turn, so we can boss up that Zacian. And then we're going to put the capture energy, put down the other V, or another V, onto the board, and then we'll go Grass Knot, take the knockout on the single strike Urshifu V Max, and then take 3 prizes there. So that was a pretty big turn for us, but they do have a huge hand, So they might be able to do something here. Now, they only have one Houndoom, right? They would still need Urn to put their 3 single strike energies back. So they are going to do that. They have one Urn, going to put it back. They attached one energy. They could attach one more with Houndoom, but that seems to be the extent of their play. Yeah, this deck favorably matches up against the single strike Urshifu deck, just because they're pinging themselves for 20 each time. So if they ping themselves for 2 single strike energy, they're going to be down 40 HP, which puts them at 290. And because they have a 3 retreat cost, they Grass Knot hits for 300. So it's perfect math for us. Or not perfect, but it's like, it's the best math we could hope for. So they are just going to go with the VMAX here. But I mean, they can't attack, they can't do beat down, they can't really do anything. We have boss for next turn, and we could just hit for the Grass Knot. Now, they're probably thinking, oh, I have the balloon, Grass Knot's not going to do anything. We top decked the Grass Energy, which is brilliant. I think we're just going to hit my opponent with the Well Played, and then we're just going to boss up this Zacian and do max Leaf for our last 2 prizes. So that was a pretty good match for us. We kind of showcased everything, right? We showcased the Grass Knot build, we showcased the VSTAR ability. I think that I still stand by doing that VSTAR really early on. Like VSTAR abilities, I think people kind of think like, oh, it's like a gung-ho, like try and take big prizes with that gust, but like sometimes it's super helpful in the early game, just trying to gust up something that your opponent's trying to set up before it even gets set up in the late game. It's like that in Houndour. So super good on our part. Yay! So that is going to be it for the video. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of Leafeon VSTAR and these new VSTAR powers. I think they're going to really shift up the meta coming in these next few weeks, especially when Brilliant Stars starts hitting PTCGO. I think Leafeon VSTAR is such a powerful card that you could probably tech in just random decks, right? You just have a free boss on your bench ready to use at any moment. I think that is a super good card to put in any deck, so it could be a spicy tech that we can add in some future deck lists. But that's going to be it. So if you liked the video, then hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that bell if you want to be notified of future videos. That is going to be it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. I now have to use the bathroom.